Welcome to Breaking the Chains. I am Bakita, and today I have a special guest with me coming all the way from Kenya. And I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are. Let us know about, he's a fellow YouTuber. He's just getting started with his YouTube. So you all are going to, after you watch this interview, you will go subscribe to his channel and watch his videos also, because he has some really awesome content. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Michael Black Lion Willis from Firstborn Africa YouTube channel, Michael Willis. But I like to go by my official spiritual name, Black Lion. So yeah, I think that's about it, right?
All right, Black Lion. So I've already told the people that you are in Kenya. Well, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
Where are you from? And let's talk about how you ended up in Kenya.
Okay. All right. Well, get ready, guys. I am originally from the city of East St. Louis, Illinois. That's St. Louis on the Illinois side. But I dwell between Illinois and Missouri. Yeah, so I'm actually from the United States of America, East St. Louis, Illinois, the ghetto, the slums of St. Louis.
The hood.
Yeah, deep right in the hood. You hear me? But yeah.
So you have, the reason I wanted to talk to you is because you have such an amazing story. So you basically have gone through a lot, and you have, to say the least. And I would literally say that you went from homeless to Kenya. Like, you experienced, and I think, and I want to say this for our continental brothers and sisters, I don't think they realize like how common it is for people to actually experience homelessness in America, and how hard it is to pull yourself up out of that. But you have, not only did you, but you've done that with your children, because you also took your children with you to Kenya. So let's take a little ride, or let's try to take the people on a short ride to how you ended up in Kenya. So you, at some point you were homeless here in America. How did you get there?
Okay, how did I get there? So I want to say that I get homeless. Okay, it was a personal situation that led me to homelessness. Went through nine years, 8 months of a marriage. And when things got bad financially, that's when my wife decided to depart. Okay. Financial issues, relationship issues, outside interferences, which led to my business demise, and it also led to my personal relationship demise. You feel me?
Yep.
Instead of getting all technical and deep inside the story, I just put it like that. And I'm pretty sure that people can work around, the title.
We all have, relationships come with things, and those things create issues in our lives. So I'm sure that our viewers can deduce that a lot of stuff happens.
I know. Right.
So
and when you think about it, when you think about it, it's like no matter how much money you have in your life, no matter what status you know what I'm saying, you go fall up under, when happiness is no longer there and outside interferences interfere in your personal life, it's a wrap. You might as well throw in the towel. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
So with that being So with that being said, yeah, that's how I ended up from a personal, interpersonal experiences, man, in family, in relationships, cost my business to trample. I spent 20 something odd years as a braille transcriber, and I made real good money in the United States of America. But like I said, when your mind is not right, when your mind is not right, when you have outside interferences and stuff, everything will crumble. You already know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. The biggest building would fall when it's not stable anymore. You see.
Right.
So
So
yeah.
for
And so
I just want
yeah, go
to
ahead.
put in a little caveat there. For those who don't know, a braille transcriber is someone who, so deaf people read braille, and
No, deaf
I mean,
people
I'm
sign.
sorry, blind people read braille.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about deaf because my best friend, she is a sign language interpreter,
Okay.
but
Okay.
blind people read braille, and Black Lion transcribes the braille for the blind, or do you transcribe it for the seeing? Which way does it work?
You had it right. You had it right. I'm a braille transcriber that reads braille and format it. I turn all languages, mathematics, science, scientific notation into a dot format, a braille dot format.
There we go.
Yeah, I make the books for the blind.
Great.
Yeah.
So that is what your business was, right? And I'm sure that takes a lot of mental capacity to be able to sit down and do that. So if you're going through a lot of stuff, I can imagine you would have a hard time.
Yes, ma'am.
Doing what you're supposed to do. So I could see definitely how that would hurt your business.
Yeah.
So, but at some point you got over that and you started to. What made you, in all of that going on, what made you decide I'm gonna move to Africa? Like, what would make you going through all of that? I would think the last thing would be on your mind would be moving to Africa. But so how did Africa come into this?
Well, sis, I'm gonna be honest with you. It took more than just, the braille transcribing, the fall of my company and the fall of my relationship, my almost 10-year marriage. It took more than just that. If you really want to get deep down into it, I have to rewind about 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Even further than that, I would say maybe 40 years ago. But I'm not going to go into the details.
Right.
But I will say that I was a foster child. Okay, I can start from there. I was a foster child. I was what they call in the United States of America, I was a ward of the state. All of my life, you know what I'm saying? I emancipated myself at the age of 16. But throughout those years, from age 5 all the way until the age 16, I was in the foster care system. Now, I wasn't for a long period of time. I say about 6 or 7, about 3 or 4 years, I was actually in the foster care agency. But then I had one particular foster mom, okay? And I stayed with her until the age of 12. But from 5 to 12, it was so much pandemonium, mental stress, physical abuse, psychological, abuse, all that wrapped into a little boy that don't have a clue about what life has to offer.
Right.
You see, from the situation to where my foster mom used to really, really, really physically punish me, to the point to where I had to sit in a corner or sit downstairs, and I called the dungeon. It's dark, but I'm downstairs at the bottom of the steps, looking up at the light, hoping I can go upstairs and use the bathroom. You see what I'm saying? So It was real crucial mentally, okay? So then I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. By the time I was 16 years old, I was working 2 jobs, because even though I went through pandemonium from my foster mom, I had people on the outside encouraging me. Michael, you're gonna be all right. Just hold this down. And even though I went through a lot of stuff with my actual foster mother, she somehow really instilled a lot of things in me. And one time, this is the story, this is the part of the story where I can tell you how braille came to part. One time she told me, she said, Michael, I was 7 years old. She said, there's a blind man by the name of Mr. Lockett that lived right across the driveway from us. When you get out of school every day, you're going to go help that man because he has no children. He's blind, but he do everything around his house by himself. You go help him. So I started helping Mr. Lockett, and years passed by, a couple of years passed by. And I remember one day he asked me, he said, Mike, go get this, tell me how much money this is. He was up in his closet looking for some stuff. And he gave me some money. He said, how much is this? I told him, I said, this is a $5 bill. He said, okay. He gave me another bill. He said, how much is this? I said, this is a 10. Then he gave me one last one. He said, how much is this? I said, this is a $1 bill. He said, wait a minute. He felt it. How much is it? I said, it's a $1 bill. He said, that ain't no $1 bill. That's a $20 bill. I said, Mr. Lockett, how you know that's a $20 bill? He said, because I may be blind, I ain't stupid. So that's what gave me the idea about braille. But fast forward a little bit more, so I don't want to get too deep into it, but what made me come to Africa basically is that all this trauma and stuff that I was going through in my life, working hard, it seems like I didn't have that much family support by being a foster child. I got a chance to know my family, but didn't nobody accept me because of what took place and caused me to be in the foster home. So I didn't have a connection to my father's side or my mother's side or my foster family side. And what drove me to Africa was that so much stuff going on. Here I am, I'm a single dad of 3 children. George Floyd just got killed. We walking down the street and they always looking at me like I'm suspect. The police, in the hoods of St. Louis and East St. Louis, I'm always a target because, just color of my skin,
right.
And all the hype that was going on back in 2019, COVID, 2020, saying all this George Floyd stuff going on, so much pandemonium into the United States. And then another thing, the job that I was working, I was sick with diabetes. I was almost 300 pounds, but in 2015, I ended up almost died because diabetes took over and I was real big. But I'm working up under some strenuous conditions. I can fall out any day. I'm overweight, I'm sick, but I'm working. I got 3 children. I was homeless. Yes, I was homeless after let me slow down. After
take your time.
After everything took place, I found myself homeless. And when I got my children back, I was homeless. I was living in the basement of a cousin's house, homeless. But I had to go rescue my children. After I rescued my children, all 4 of us was in the basement of somebody's house. I was working temporary jobs, but every time I go and get a temporary job, I work so good, think I'm about to get hired. Nope, it's a wrap. And now I'm back to square one. I couldn't take it anymore. You see, all the pressures of things that was going on and stuff, I couldn't take it anymore. I wasn't getting any help. I wasn't getting any, no family with no mutual support. I wasn't getting no financial assistance or anything like that. I'm a single dad with 3 children. You see? So it was always a dream in mind. To answer your question finally, it was always a dream in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit. I kept hearing about you from Africa and you descendants of slaves and you need to go back to Africa and stuff like that. And I'm like, really? So let me start doing some research about Africa because they don't teach it in school.
Right.
So for about a good 4 years, I studied. I studied, I kept saying, I'm gonna go to Africa, but it really wasn't registering until COVID-19 kicked in 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
How did COVID lead you to Africa? Because I know so many people who moved during and in the midst, like when borders and stuff were open, they would move. So you were one of those people who decided, you know what? Okay, I'm up out of here now. Because now So I want to set the scene. At this point, were you
Okay.
still homeless or?
No, at this point, I was 12 months into our own 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I went through homelessness from 2007, the mid 2017 until February 2020.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
now
So
you're good, you're situated, you and the kids are good, and you're getting back on your feet. I know most people are gonna want to know, how the hell did you afford to move you and 3 children to Africa when you just came out of homelessness?
well, after I landed the job, I saved my money. And here's the thing, here's the kicker. When COVID-19 kicked in, now let me back up a little bit. I'm a spiritual being trapped inside of a human fleshly body.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm most definitely in tune with my ancestors, with my spiritual insight. Okay, so I felt in my spirit that when everybody was on lockdown, my spiritual beings, my spiritual ancestors told me that this was the time to really recollect and think about what you truly want to do.
Yep.
Okay, you sit down there for a whole year in your house, you're gonna either go crazy or you're gonna get smart.
Right.
And I chose to get smart. You hear me? So with that being said, I used the COVID-19 pandemic as a way out, as a key to unshackle the chains.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I
Break
always
the
been
chain.
spiritual. Yeah. So I had to take advantage of the fact that the government said that they're going to give you a stimulus package for all your children and you if you worked in 2019. You hear me? So I said, you know what, Father God, ancestors, if you do it, I'll do what you told me to do.
Yeah.
So when that came in, I knew right then and there it was time for me to go. I said, but I'm not leaving until you make sure that this is exactly what you want me to do. Everything was in line. The stage was set. I did what I had to do. I went through my proper paperwork. And when that time was come.
Wow. So how did the children feel about we moving to Africa?
They felt it was a eye-opening experience for them, because throughout the whole entire time of them being back home, it was like I was telling them, hey, we're about to get ready to go to Africa. We finna do this. We finna be able to speak a new language, learn our culture, learn our traditions on what our ancestors went through and things such as that. I said, I want you to know that it's going to be totally different. It's nothing like this place that we're here now, but at the same time, it teaches you character and builds you strength to know exactly where you're from. Not just for me, but way back in the line of the gene pool, you see, of the DNA. And when the more I trained them about it, the more we watch YouTube and the more we watch specials about Africa, and the more they realize that we're just more than just slaves, and the beginning before the slave history, who Africans truly were, the more they start embracing that concept. You see, the more they start being interested about learning what is an ancestor? Where did our ancestors come from? Why do they treat us so bad here in America, but they love everybody over there in Africa? What is it, Daddy? These are my 7, 9, and 12-year-old asking me, you see?
Yeah.
And so when they started getting intrigued about it, then that's when I knew that they was ready. And right. when it was time for that transition, that's when we made that route. But it wasn't just, oh, we finna get ready to go we finna go to Africa. It wasn't that.
Right.
It was years and years of preparation and getting my spirit and my mind right. Because right. I kept telling, there was once upon a time where I kept telling myself, oh, well, no, I'm going to wait until this money comes, or I'm going to wait until that money comes. But it never came, because when it right. did come, I always spent it on something else. Right. So I didn't have no extra funds. So when that opportunity came where I had saved up enough money, and then that package came, You see, and then this other package is going to be in the mail. So, okay, this is time. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I initially talked to you, Kenya wasn't your landing spot. You started somewhere else and then you ended up in Kenya. So let's fast forward to the fact that you're on your way to Africa. Everybody's on the plane. Y'all land. Where did y'all initially land?
So now we're in the Kigali, Rwanda. I'm expecting a certain amount of funds to get ready to come in that I was waiting on. Well, I stayed there for 30 days and the funds didn't come in.
Ooh.
So yeah. So now I'm like, okay, what am I to do? I started praying. You know, I started really getting in tune on what's about to take place. Yeah. And before you know it, thank you. All that praying, I had someone that was very close to me, helping, pushing me, leading me, guiding me, you know, saying directing me from afar. And I said to myself, I can't put myself in a situation to where I'm end up homeless again. Yeah. So I said, ancestors, we need to make a way. I need you to show me exactly what to do. I need you to lead and guide me and direct me. So when I got to Rwanda, the 30 days was up. I had a lot of potential things going when it comes to business. But when your money don't come in, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do, right?
You know, so I said to myself, I said, okay, I have to make some moves. So I made some phone calls. I was already in a personal relationship with this young lady, and she helped guide me and direct me to a proper place to where I could have much more better support. Okay. So I must tell you, sister, my journey was strictly spiritual. You know, if I go deep into it, it'll be a long drawn out thing and you have to edit. So I don't want you to edit. So I'm people, this is what they can do. If they want to hear the truth, the full story,
go to your channel. They need to come to your channel, your YouTube channel, and follow the story so you can get the whole in-depth story on what really went down. So here we're going to give you a little caveats here and there, but you're going to go to his channel to get the full story.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep. As a matter of fact, I have part one. Part one is about 6 minutes. You know, I didn't really get deep into it, but it was just the introduction. But if you want to hear the full story, man, go to it right as soon as you get a chance, man. Subscribe and everything. The title, Firstborn Africa. Firstborn Africa, Firstborn Africa. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Firstborn Africa. The only one like it. Yes, it. So, as I was saying, so I landed in Kenya with the help of my now wife. All right. So I'm straight spiritually guided. Everything is straight spiritually guided. You know, when people say, now we're gonna get into the logistics of things now, get back on track. When people say that, oh, I gotta have this amount of money, or I gotta have that amount of money, that's a good thing, that's a good idea. But I didn't let that stop me. And I went through some things. Before I started wearing this and living like I'm living now. Right. I started to where I had to start from the beginning. I lived the village life. Me and my children and my now wife, we lived the village life for 8 months. And when I say village life, I don't mean like starting from point C. I mean, we started from the ground bottom. You hear me? Wow. One mattress. That's it.
Wow.
One room. That's it. No toilet. Outhouse. 3 o'clock in the morning. You got to usually go to the outhouse. You don't sit down on the toilet or porcelain guy. You don't sit down on that porcelain guy. You squat. You hear me? And you better have some good knees.
You better have some good knees.
So, are you talking about rainwater? Fetching rainwater.
Wow.
Okay. Cooking on 3 stones with a pot.
Wow.
Okay. through African experiences. When it's cold, you better bundle up. But good thing about it, in Kenya, it's summer all year round. So it wasn't too cold for me. Okay. So, but the African experience, I witnessed it. I went through it. You see? And the glorious thing about it, sister, is that I learned. I had a chance the whole entire time, thinking back in America, when I was actually asking the ancestors to give me that overall experience of what you all went through. They granted that, and I went through it for 8 months. Ooh. Yeah. So if you're in tune to the spirit, be careful, very careful for what you ask for.
Be careful what you ask for.
Exactly. But the good thing about it, if you're strong in character and is strong in faith, you'll be able to walk through that thing regardless on what come your way. And that's what I went through. You see? So think about this now. Here's the point to where the light bulb come on. I was going through homelessness in America, living in the basement of somebody else's house, not knowing what I'm going to eat. So when I got to Africa and I went through the village life, it wasn't too bad, because right. God and the ancestors had already prepared me for the things that I was going to go through in the village. Right. So I learned to appreciate. And then I was telling my kids, I was telling my wife, well, we already been through this. We've been homeless. So this is really a thank you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's all about the mind perceptive.
The mindset, exactly.
Your mental perception of how you look at things. So now check this out. When the lights go out in the village, you don't have to worry about them, because they're going to eventually come back on, and you learn how to light candles. You learn how to pitch fires and things such as that. So now when I was in America and the lights went out, oh boy, I got to call somebody to get me some money so I can pay my light bill. Well, in Africa, you ain't got to worry about no light bill. Because if it go pitch black, you're going to learn how to survive in the dark.
Learn how to survive.
Your night vision going to kick in.
Believe me, I've been there, done that with lights.
Yeah. So the village life builds character. Yeah. So now that I'm post village life, I'm living in a nice two-bedroom apartment, running hot water, a toilet, a refrigerator, a stove. I'm like, now I have a newfound appreciation for these appliances. And I'm telling you, that's what people need to know. And that's what's on my channel, Firstborn Africa, YouTube channel. It teaches, I get a chance, you get a chance to see a firsthand experience, what's it like repatriating from America to the continent. Now, everybody is not going to want to do the village life. Everybody ain't going to want it. Right. Although, if you come to the city, we got the same thing here that we have over there, over in America. The same thing is here. You got the city life, you got the village life. You got the post-village life before you get to the city. That's where I'm at now, because it's comfortable that way. You see? Right. So it's like, it's mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing. I absolutely love the fact that you started the way you did, and you're being able to show the evolution of that. And now let's talk about the fact that you are married now. You have a Kenyan wife, and you just had a baby.
Sure did.
I mean, like, your life has done a whole 180 in just making the decision to leave America and go to Africa.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what is the difference in your life now as far as your quality of life?
Oh my God. Okay. On my channel, well, on my Facebook page, Firstborn Africa, I do early morning inspirations, early morning motivations. And in one of my motivations, I said, Africa is the epitome of the verse, peace beyond all understanding.
Yes. This is what I keep trying to explain to our continental brothers and sisters who don't understand why we're moving to Africa. The peace of mind that comes with being outside of America, but especially being on the continent, is beyond understanding. It's beyond what words, like I can't tell you how many times I've tried to explain to somebody why I work so hard to make life what it's growing into for me in Africa, in Ghana. But if you could somehow try, like, can you try to put it in words? I don't know, because I have a hard time doing it.
Allow me to help you.
Please.
Okay. America. People. My American African people. The difference between Africa and America, the reason why many of us American Africans are deciding to repatriate back to Africa, because we realize that materialistic things has nothing to do with peace. Luxuries have nothing to do with peace.
Nothing.
As a matter of fact, those two things that I just mentioned are the opposite of peace. When you come to Africa, you will be stripped bare naked. Bare naked mentally, not physically, mentally, psychologically. Because you're going to realize the reason why we do it, because we have realized that car that we had, that 3-4 bedroom house that we had, that high paying job that we had, was doing nothing but making us sick and dying quick.
Yep.
That food that we eat ain't doing nothing but making us diabetes, heart pressure, cancer, scoliosis, glaucoma. All those chemicals that we processed in our bodies and we think we live in fat, it wasn't doing nothing but killing us over there. But when we get over here, now we know that an electric bill, a light bill, a gas bill, insurance on your car note, your entertainment bill. Yeah, your entertainment bill, your life insurance, your medical insurance. You may not have those two, but if you do, that's some 2 more bills. And then your food bill. All that ain't nothing. By the time you spend all that every month, you don't have nothing to show for it. You're working for another man and you're not benefiting yourself nothing. That's the reason why we decided to go to Africa, because in Africa, we don't have all those bills and we work on our own time. You know, you heard the term about CP time in America, CP time?
Ooh, honey.
Yeah. Let me give you a secret about CP time. Yeah. Over here, it's the same thing. We call it Africa time because we move on our own time. So that gives you a little catch of where you get it from, right here in the motherland.
In Sierra Leone, they call it black man time.
Yeah, it is what it is. But here's the thing about Kenya, though. Kenya, everybody works. Look, over here, you work for yourself. Over in America, you work for the man. You see, so if you can get up for the man on the right amount of time, you can come over here and work for your own self and get on your own clock, make your own money. Each day you take it home and you do what you got to do with it. Yeah. You see, so let me back up. Why do we do what we do when we come to Africa? It's because me, myself, I'm tired of the chains. I was tired of the chains. At nighttime, I heard the chains rattling on my head while I sleep. Every time I move, I can hear it in my ankles and I can feel it on my wrists. I had to get right back up and do it all over again. Not running from responsibilities, but running for my life to be saved. You see, I didn't run from responsibilities. I ran so my life can be saved because I wasn't ready. I was not ready to die. That's the reason why I decided to move to Africa. So my children can be able to have a peaceful life and have an understanding about what exactly it means to be a black man and a black woman and not what they say it is. I am not black. I am not a nigger. I am not a spook. I am not what they call an eggplant. I am not none of that. I am an African. You hear me?
Yep.
I am an African that just so happened to be born in America. That's what makes me an American African and not an African American. See, an African American is something that they labeled you as. They created you a people.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Look, man, when you get over here to Africa, I got 5 minutes before this internet shut down. I'm gonna come right back. But
okay.
when you get over here to Africa, you're gonna realize where you come from. You're gonna realize your culture. You're gonna realize your mother tongue. You're gonna realize your area where your people generated. Once you do your DNA, I haven't done it yet, but I'm on my way. But in America, you have no identity. You have no identity. That's why they hate us so much, because we don't know where we're from. They made us the way we are psychologically, but at some point in your life, you got to make a change. You got to make a change. Our grandmothers didn't, our parents didn't do it. Our grandmothers didn't do it. So now it's up to us. And that's why I decided to come to Africa, because it was up to me. And now I have children, and I don't want my children to go through the same hamster wheel. We gotta break that chain. Break that chain. And I needed to come back and the ancestors told me, bring my blood back home. Bring my blood back home. And what did I do? And what did I do? 2 months after I got here, I did what they told me to do. And last month I had my baby here on the continent. So now my ancestors are happy with me because I brought their blood back home.
Woo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let me tell you, when I tell you that you're probably only the one other person that I've heard say it the way that I feel it, because that's exactly the way I feel. I have 3 Ghanaian children. I had one of them there in Ghana, and I plan to have more children, but in Ghana, even though people are like, oh, why would you have a baby in Africa? People have babies every day. And
no, that's right.
I was commissioned. I felt like I was commissioned by my ancestors to return my DNA or our DNA to the continent. I don't have to explain that to nobody. Don't nobody have to understand it. Don't nobody have to believe it. It's not for anybody else. But to hear you say it, and to know that somebody else has had that same task delegated to them, I love it.
Let's pause. Let me pause for a second. Let me get these bundles. Stay right there.
All right. All righty.
So here's the thing. Bottom line, people, audience. When you realize that, I'll say it like this. If you want to know who you are, come to Africa. You already know what you are to them. You already know. You didn't heard it for the last 20, 30, 40 years. You know. But if you really want to know who you are, make that journey to Africa, even if it's just a visitation.
Even if it's just a visit.
You got to do it once in your life. Look, here I am in America, and I'm like, Africa, man, I got to get to Africa. I'm going to get to Africa one day. I'm going to get to Africa one day. And you know what started driving me to my decision? All right, I'm spiritual, so everything I know for a fact is dealing with spirituality. What started driving me is when things started shutting down in America. When the lifestyle that I used to live, I couldn't live it no more, and I didn't have anything to do with it. It wasn't my actions, literally, that caused the money to crash. Now, yeah, I did have a part in it. Don't get me wrong. I must accept my part. Although, spiritually, things take place, and that lets you know, God lets you know it's time to make a move. Sometimes God will push you into your blessing. Sometimes he'll push you into your destination. And how do he push you? Because he start allowing things in your near future and in your surroundings to change out of the ordinary.
Right.
Some people say, oh, Lord, why me? Why are you doing me like this? What did I do to deserve this? Maybe
like
God
me.
is pushing your, maybe God is pushing your tail into your destiny. But we as people, we like to be in our comfort zone and don't want to recognize what's going on.
Yeah.
I had to realize what was going on. When I recognized what was going on, when I lost that certain amount of money where I knew I would be able to take my life to the next level in the States, but I lost it, snatched it. And then when the relationships started dwindling down, and then the homelessness kicked in, and then she went this way and I went that way, and all this went down here, I was like, oh, Lord, talk to me, because I know, I'm not a perfect person, but I know this right here shouldn't just fall like it's falling.
Right.
Help me understand what's going on. And then when I asked for that help, and I start realizing that, okay, yeah, this is my fault, yeah, but this is not, and I know I got to go this direction. I know you telling me to do this. Okay, now I see.
Yeah.
And when I started accepting what God wants me to do, it was very outrageous. My friend asked me, my homeboy asked me, well, it's really my cousin. He was like, man, are you crazy? What do you mean, man? Africa is something that we think about. It's something that we fantasize.
We dream about.
Actually going, it's something that we dream about. Yeah, we hear it on TV about going back to Africa and this, that, this, the other, but to actually do it, bro.
Do it.
You see, man, you just broke the chain, man. You just did something that we just dream about. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Spiritual journey.
And that is why I named my channel Breaking the Chains, Repatriation Journey.
Nice.
Because people outside of here, I want you all to understand that although we are not physically chained to this place, a lot of us are still mentally and spiritually chained here. And we have to find that we have to do something that breaks it.
You gotta break it.
If you don't break it, all you're gonna do is your generations keep in that cycle of brokenness.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something while I got this in my thought, okay? America teaches us as Africans. America teaches us as Africans that that is all there is.
That's all there is.
That all there is America. You get your ass, sorry. You get your butt. All right, good, thank you. I'm gonna try my best to keep it professional, because I'm pretty sure there's millions of people that's gonna watch this eventually. But so I'm just gonna keep it real, okay?
Keep it real. That's what I do here.
You get your ass up 6 o'clock in the morning, and you better have this clock. You better not clock in at 6:01, and you better not clock in at 5:59. At 6 a.m., you better have your ass clocked in and get to work. You hear me? And if you want a break, no, your break is in 6 hours. You get a 15-minute, then a 30-minute in 6 hours, and then you do 6 more before you take your butt home. You see, that's what America tell us. And you know that's a slave mentality.
Yep.
And look who all works. Look who all owns the buildings and all the factories and the restaurants and the office building. Look who owns them. How many people like us own the building? You see? So what you have to understand is, exactly. So what you have to understand is that the system is designed to keep you on that hamster wheel, keep you working so it can continue to work.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching this and you think that this is just a game and this is just a joke, please wake up. Because this is a warning. And warning comes before destruction. Remember the movie Get Out, right?
Absolutely.
The movie Get Out told you to get out. Get out while you got a chance.
The warning before the destruction.
So I said all that to say this right here. Black people, brothers and sisters, whatever you want to call yourself,
whatever,
you are African. I'm telling you now, the best thing you could do for yourself as a man or a woman is to find your place in life.
yeah,
Before you leave this earth, find your place in life so your children can know what direction to go.
yep, yes,
You know,
yes.
come on, ask me another question. I can keep on going, but I'm gonna stop.
I mean, you taking me up through there. I'm not usually at a loss for words. I'm not usually at a loss for words. But you taking me up through there, and I'm just like, all I can say is, yeah, yeah,
man.
Yeah, you're right. One thing I appreciate about your story so much is the resilience and the tenacity that you had to have to go from being homeless to living in Africa and doing whatever you need to do to make it happen in Africa. Because one thing about it is, I don't think a lot of people realize, a lot of people that live outside of here understand the kind of resilience you have to live here in America as a Black person or as an African person here. So when we come there, once we get over the initial shock and awe of it, we tend to be able to find our place relatively well. And we've learned already how to overcome the challenges. So you going into the village was like, okay, I mean, it's not exactly what I went through in America, but I can handle it because I've been through some rough stuff. For the most part, most of us have had enough life experience here that when we go outside, the only thing that really needs to, the major thing that really needs to be intact is that mental and that spiritual. If that mental and spiritual is not quite intact, it can make it a little more difficult.
Yeah, that's right.
Seeing as you found yourself spiritually in tune and able to hear when instructions are being given and being able to identify when, okay, it's time to make a move now. I personally believe that when we get into that kind of space, it makes moving much more easier.
That's real.
And it makes me think of, I have a video that's doing really well still. And it was a friend of mine, actually. We're really good friends, and she had gone to Ghana, and that didn't work for her. And we went through, in the video, we go through her journey going around Africa. She went through East Africa, some of North Africa. Went through West Africa, some of North Africa, then over into East Africa. And she was just really finding herself like not really able to find her space in Africa. And it all boiled down to the spiritual. It wasn't that she wasn't physically ready or even financially able to move to Africa. It was needing to be spiritually and mentally in the right kind of space.
Yeah, that's right.
Once you get there, it makes this journey so much easier.
Let me share something with you. You're most definitely right. While you're listening, while you're talking, I'm listening to the Spirit. I'm listening to you also. And this is what I realized, sister. In order to make this journey, I prayed for the sister, and I hope that she found her strength, even as of today. But in order for you to make this journey and be successful, it ain't got nothing to do with your money, okay? Because exactly. I'm gonna tell you like this here. I didn't have no money. My money was held up, okay? So that what made me end up going to the village, okay? I'm just keeping it real with you.
Right.
All right. Now, and like I said, you remember when I said earlier, the first hour of the meeting where I said that some people think that you got to have a whole lot of money and you need to make this plan and that plan and this plan and that plan. Well, I didn't have a whole lot of money. That would made me end up in the village. But what I did have, like we just said in the second hour, I had that mental and spiritual fortitude.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You have to have fortitude in order to outstand or go through any obstacle in life.
Right.
The reason why I was in a foster home and didn't have no family members, didn't have no support, because God and ancestors knew that I was going to come to Africa and have the same situation, and I know how to handle it. Okay. Yes. The reason why I was homeless and I didn't have much, and we was living off of what we had back in 2017 through 2020 is because they knew that I was going to come here and live in the village and go through 8 months of straight getting it how you live, so to speak.
Getting it how you live. Yeah.
Exactly. So they knew, so the ancestors knew that I was going to go through this 40 some odd years later.
Right.
And
right.
so that what built the fortitude in my mind and in my spirit to listen to what the ancestors has to say. You can go to church every Sunday.
Man, I'm glad that you said that, because I read a lot of my comments, and a lot of times people say, oh, especially on that particular video, people would say, oh, this person didn't do research. You got to do research. And I don't think people understand that there's no amount of research that can prepare
That's right.
your mental and spiritual. I can know everything there is to know about a place, but if I'm not mentally and spiritually ready for that,
that's right.
Once you touch down, work out for me.
Exactly. Once you finally touch down, all the money you got, all the research you have done, all the arrangements you have made, paying for your hotel. I mean, getting your passport, getting your visa, paying for your hotel, getting your place, getting your car ready to take you here and there. You can have all that planned for you. But if it ain't for you to be there in that particular spot, then that's when you know the car didn't show up on time. Oh, your accommodations in your hotel is given to somebody else. Oh, you thought you had 12,000, but you find out that you have 9,500. What you gonna do? You see, all those plans, if it's not for, listen, man, brothers and sisters that's watching us now, if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's when things started going wrong.
Exactly.
Okay? Think about it. If you make all those plans, listen, if you make all those plans and everything start going haywire, that means that you wasn't supposed to be there at that particular time.
At that particular time.
In the position. Exactly.
Yes,
so plans is plan. Look, they said you want to make God laugh, make plans.
Tell them your plans.
Yeah, tell them your plans. So I'm just keeping it real with you. Now, when I came over here, I didn't have nothing. And people would be like, you mean it? Okay, back.
Okay. So you said when you got there, you didn't have anything.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing but my faith and my spiritual connection to my ancestors and listening. Listen, son, this is what you need to do. When I didn't have nobody to call and reach out to nobody in America, as soon as I got over here, I made a few phone calls and they was like, okay, got you. Okay, got you. I'm sending it now. And I'm like, Lord, where was these people when I was in America?
Where were
I couldn't get nobody to give me $5, but now somebody just sent me a 500. Somebody just sent me 1,000. What? You wasn't in the proper place at the proper time.
Exactly.
See, so when you're in the proper place, I was supposed to be in Africa. That's the reason why people reached out to me and gave me what they gave me. And I thank all the ones out there that reached out and contributed and gave donations to me and my children's cause. But I was in the right place. I was in the right position spiritually. I was in the right place mentally. And that's the reason why things started happening. When I thought I didn't have, only thing I did was made a phone call and God possessed it. God gave it to me because I was in the right place.
Exactly.
I didn't have no money. But I was in the right place at the right time in my spiritual walk and my life. And that's what you got to understand.
Yes. So, you know, our people don't have a really long attention span. So again, I want you guys to be sure, please make sure you subscribe to Firstborn Africa's YouTube channel so you can get all of this goodness that we getting right here. You can get all this goodness on his channel. Let's grow his channel, let's blow his channel up, and let's get this good information and learn what it help. He's gonna help us just like I'm trying to help. Just learn what it is you need to do to make this journey so that you can return, even if it's only for a visit. You can return to the continent, return to the motherland, Alkabulon, whatever you want to call it. You need to make, gotta make your
I call it, that's right, make your move. I say that mama is calling you. Mama is calling you. She said, come home.
That part.
Mama is calling you. And if you listen to mama, you can't go wrong. Mama Africa is calling you, man. Look, can't you guys see the signs of the time that's going on?
Okay.
Mama Africa is calling you home.
Come home.
Can't you see the turmoil that's on every left and right, front and back, and every direction in between that's letting you down there in America? Mama Africa is calling you home.
Calling you home.
You see? Look. I'm going to tell you like this. I saved my own life. I did. I saved my own life. I could have died in 2020. I could have died in 2021. But I gained my independence.
Okay.
It was significant for me to leave on July the 4th. Okay? Their Independence Day was finally my Independence Day. Finally. Woo. Mama calling you home, man. Mama calling you home. You better bring your ass.
You better talk to them. They don't understand. People don't understand. And you know, I say with our continental brothers and sisters, you don't know what you have because you've always had it. So for those of us on the outside, it's like you have something that we know that we supposed to have too.
Well, if you come to my channel, Firstborn Africa on YouTube, I'll show you everything that you need to know. Now, when you get it, look. When you come my Africa, I got a series about my Africa. That's the title. But when you come to my Firstborn Africa YouTube channel, I'm going to give you the nuggets. I'm not charging you. It's for free. I want you to have this peace and this serenity. Now, if you want to give a contribution and a donation, it's up to you. But it's free. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you like this here. I'm going to give you the nuggets on everything that you need to know on how to prepare yourself spiritually, mentally, financially, and physically. But once you get this knowledge, don't sleep.
Don't sit on it.
Don't sit on it. Act now.
Act on it. You got to act on it, y'all.
Get off the hamster wheel and act now, man. Life
is too short. Get off the rat race. Whatever it is you want to call it.
I mean, break the chains. Break the chains.
Break the chains.
Break the chains. YouTube channel. I'm finna go. Hey, did I subscribe? If I didn't subscribe, you'll have a new subscriber today.
Why, thank you. So I want to thank you so much. I want to thank your family for giving me a few minutes of your time because I know you got a lot going on there in Kenya.
Yeah, it's I
want to thank your wife, the new baby. Congratulations again on your new baby. And
yes, thank you.
Once again, give everybody your contacts, how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow you, and let's get you some subscribers and get these people with this knowledge.
Okay, no problem. You can find me on YouTube. at Firstborn Africa. Firstborn Africa, 3 simple words on all social media platforms. Firstborn Africa YouTube, Firstborn Africa Facebook, Firstborn Africa Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, like me, become a follower on Facebook, subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. Ask me a question. If you ask me a question, I'm a one-man show. I'm doing it on my own. My wife is leading and helping me. But we typing, we talking, we explaining everything. Firstborn Africa YouTube channel, Firstborn Africa Facebook, Firstborn Africa Instagram. All right. Now, if you want to send a donation, if you want to send contributions, send it to my PayPal account, firstborn09@yahoo.com. Once again, firstborn09@yahoo.com. That's our PayPal. Our Chime account, firstbornafrica@gmail.com. Okay? No contribution is too small. No contribution is too big. Because what we do is, this is the thing. Let me tell you this real quick. The reason why I'm asking for contributions, not from my pockets. God has blessed me, and He's going to continue to bless me, okay? But I want to give back. What you're going to see on my channel, I'm showcasing people in Africa, culture in Africa, traditions in Africa. I'm showing you what Africa is lacking, so that way I can help these brothers. We can help these brothers and sisters get the things that they desire and they need. They need school books. They need clothes. They need food. They need houses. They need adequate health care and hospitals. Man, let me tell you something. My wife went through a maternity ward situation from hell. You hear me? And every sister go through it here in Africa. I want to turn the tides in my community. I want to help build or help embellish a maternity ward so that way the babies can have clean sheets to wrap themselves up with. The mothers can lay down in a beautiful, adequate, comfortable bed, and they don't have to bring their own sheets. They don't have to bring their own hot water. They don't have to bring their own diapers and wipes and cotton to clean themselves. Listen, y'all, we as the African diaspora have work to do. Yes. And that's what Firstborn Africa is all about. You just ain't gonna see my handsome face on there. You're gonna see other brothers and sisters commenting, and you hear me? I'm gonna give them an opportunity to share their story. And if you want to contribute to that particular individual, I'll give you a code. You put it on the PayPal or the Chime, put up under the descriptions on who you wanted to give it to, and I guarantee you 85% will get back to the people. And I say 85 because I gotta pay taxes. You know, America, Kenya, they gotta pay taxes. I'll get a little portion of it, but the bigger majority of it will go to the people. And I guarantee you, because I'll film it. Once we film it, I'll edit it, bring it back to Firstborn Africa and show you with your name. If you want to be anonymous, I'll keep you anonymous. But if you want to be heard, you want to be told that this is the people that done it, I'll give a shout out to you, and they'll give a shout out to you for helping them. This is not my calling. This is God's and the ancestors' chosen calling for my path in my life, and I choose to do it. So Firstborn Africa, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Talk to me, y'all. Come on.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It has been such a pleasure talking to you. I cannot wait to see the work that you're going to be doing in Kenya. I cannot wait to see how your channel grows. I am already subscribed to your channel, and I know you're going to do really great. So go ahead.
One more thing. Okay, on the last part, you guys, I was just reminded, thank you, wife. Make sure you guys comment on whatever it is that you want to see, okay? Tell me what you want to see in Africa, and I'll go out and film it.
Yes.
Okay? Now, I'll need the contribution to do it, but if you want to see it, it's my time, it's your time. I'll be on your time, and I'll go film it for you, and I'll bring it back to you. And we'll make sure we make a difference in Africa together. All right, but go ahead, sister.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, y'all, this has been an amazing conversation. I have enjoyed talking to Firstborn Africa. This is one of the, I have conversations that are good. I like them. I like all my conversations with my people living in Africa. This has been one of the ones that I really felt deeply, because it really resounded with how I feel about living and moving to Africa. And
Mhm.
for my subscribers, my viewers, you all be sure go over there to Firstborn Africa on YouTube, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Comment, like, share. Let's get this video moving. And
Let's get it.
from this day, I expect that when I go over to Firstborn Africa's channel, I'll see some of my viewers in the comments talking about
Nice.
what's going on in Kenya and what's going
Nice.
on with Firstborn Africa.
Nice.
That being
Yeah.
said, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been so amazing talking to you. I'm so happy we finally got a chance to do this video. This conversation has been amazing.
Yeah, it was time.
Any last words you want to give before we depart?
Well, the last thing I want to say is just real brief. Brothers and sisters, please do yourself a justice by coming and finding out who you are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You owe yourself. You owe yourself.
Yeah.
Before you leave this earth, you owe yourself to know where you come from.
Yeah.
And contrary to popular belief, it's nothing like they say.
Nothing like they say.
Nothing. Not Nathan. Not Nathan.
Nathan.
You know what I'm saying? You'll love it. You'll love it here. It ain't Nathan like they said.
Yeah.
You know, you will love it here. And it's something for everybody. Last thing, it's something for everybody. If you want to live the village life, you can live the village life. If you want to live post-village life in the middle, you can live in the middle. If you want to go to the city, you can go to the city. It ain't nothing like they said it was.
Yep.
It ain't nothing like it said it was. Yep. So come on home and get your piece of the pie because it belongs to you.
It belongs to you.
I'm good.
It's
come to me. You want to hear more? Come to Firstborn Africa. Come on.
Yes. Thank you so much for those wonderful closing remarks. This has been Breaking the Chains Repatriation Journey. And we'll see you next time.